what a day it's been. Um, Woke up this morning, got my stuff together. You guys know we have a large family, 4 children. Got them ready for school. Currently, have 2 cameras running. So if you see me looking at different cameras, because I got 2 cameras running, one live and one recording. And so yeah, I got my kids ready for school. We got 4 children. And yeah, you got to do what you got to do when you're a father and you're a husband. You got a lot going on, so you have to make sure that you get the stuff done. And so yeah, I end up getting them ready for school, sending them off to school, and then making my way to the cafe. We got a cafe, like I said, in Barrie, 121 Wellington Street in Barrie, Street West, Wellington Street. And we're on the first floor, Patty and Pop Cafe. Come check us out. And so today, I usually go there in the mornings to get my breakfast. And I had a business meeting with somebody that wanted to talk about expanding the business. Always when you're in business, you want to find ways that you can market and build your brand. And so I had a business meeting at the cafe while I had my breakfast, which was pretty cool. It's always nice to run your own business, be in your business, and be able to have business meetings within your business. And so I had a meeting that was pretty cool. It's always good, like I said, to talk to people about networking and talking about marketing and branding for your company and seeing how you can cooperate with another corporation or somebody else that has a business, how you can work together to build each other's brands and each other's business. So that was pretty cool. And so I also helped out at the cafe by restocking. So again, when you run your own business, you got to restock. There's constantly stuff that you have to replenish because people buy stuff, right? When you're in the product business, people buy your stuff. You got to replenish new stuff. So I helped out with that this morning too, because like I said, we run our own business, me and my wife, and yeah. Then I came home. My day's always busy. There's always something going on, always something happening. We constantly have things going on because again, we got 4 children. We got 2 older ones and 2 younger ones, and there's never a dull moments. When you're a parent, it's totally different when you were single. When you were single, it's all about you. You do what you got to do. You don't have to ask anybody no questions. You just get the job done. But again, I'm Mark Johnson, chilling with the Johnsons. We got a new episode coming up very soon for you guys, and definitely, you guys seen our animation on YouTube. So we got a new episode coming out with you guys. My wife's writing it. She's the one that writes it. Michelle. She writes all the content that we produce, and we do the voices as me and the kids and herself, and we send it out to you guys. So I hope you guys love this content that I'm sharing on Chillin with the Johnsons and also different platforms, Patty and Pop Cafe, the cafe that we have, and also the 4 children that we have. They're also in the content too with Chillin with the Johnsons. And so, we have a lot going on always. So came home and then we decided to just stay in for the night. After everybody came home from the shop and from school, we decided to stay at home and discuss how the week has gone, what they're doing in school. It's always good to communicate with your kids and ask them how their day is going, what they're doing in school. A lot of times when I was growing up, my mom and dad didn't really have time to ask us what we were doing in school. They didn't really care. They just really wanted to make sure that we were going to get our education. But it's always good when you can ask your children what they're doing in school because you can always see to them, okay, what are you guys doing right now? Okay, yeah, I remember doing that in school. Do you like it? No, you don't like it. What is your best subject? What do you like doing? Um, I even asked my daughter, who do she think is the smartest kids in school, in her class? And asked her if her class is the smartest class out of all the grades that she's in. And she told me, no, Dad, our class is maybe not the smartest class. Like, I'm tops in my class. But a lot of the kids in the school, they're popular kids, but they're not really that smart. So I'm like, okay, well, what does that really mean? And yeah, you got to ask your kids how they're doing in school. So that's what I do with my daughter and then my son. And I also ask them what they're not doing well in. What do I need to help them with if I can help them with? Because a lot of times the school that they're, the studies and the subjects that they're doing now are maybe harder than or different than what we were doing in school. And so today I think they were studying angles. They're studying like acute angles and obtuse angles, and they're studying like right angles, 90 degree. And she's studying with a protractor and stuff. And so I'm saying, oh, that's pretty cool. And so yeah, I remember that stuff. That stuff that we learned that I don't even use nowadays. There's so much stuff in school that we learned that depending on what field you're in, you may not even use any of that stuff anymore. Like I did algebra and calculus, and I don't even use that stuff. Like you don't need that for YouTube. You don't need that for, you don't need that to run your business. You don't need that to run your cafe. You don't need to know angles and protractors and compasses and stuff like that. You don't need any of that stuff for running your own business or your own cafe or your own restaurant. But we learned it, I mean, and it's in our brains. We still remember it nowadays. Every so often, like she's telling me about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I remember angles. I remember acute. I remember all that stuff that we used to do, 90-degree angles and stuff. But I don't use it anymore. And so, yeah, it's always good to question your children and ask them what they're doing in school because they want to know that you're interested in what they're doing. They don't want to know that you don't really care and they can just do what they want to do and you're not really there to encourage them or at least help them or at least discuss with them what's going on in school because again, they spend so much time. We spend so much time in school. We spend so much hours in school. It's almost like another job when we were going to school. And then to know that a lot of the stuff that we learned we don't use and the stuff that we really need in life now we get to learn on our own, like taxes, business, how to make money, how to save, how to invest. A lot of those things we learned on our own. Our parents weren't in the picture to actually help us with that kind of stuff. And, like how to find a mate, um, how to drive a car, um, just the bare necessities that we need in life. We didn't learn in school really. And so it's always good that even I teach my kids things that I learn even now. So at least that if they're at a young age, if my parents had taught me these things when I was younger, I'd be farther ahead, hopefully, you know what I mean? Like I would have known how to do these things. But I try and teach my kids now about financing. My daughter today was asking me about stocks, how to buy stocks, how to find stocks, and she started finding stocks on her computer, which is pretty cool because I didn't even, when we were growing up, there was no computers for us to find stocks. Like we'd have to read the newspaper, and there was nobody to teach us about stocks. But if I learned stocks in my preteens, how to invest, which companies are good, um, how to buy low, how to sell high, or at least hold on to these things, I'd be better off ahead. Like what if I had bought Apple years ago when I was younger, or I had bought like companies that are still around, Coke, Pepsi, McDonald's. If I bought all these companies 20, 30 years ago, look at how farther you'd be. And you knew about these companies, right? Just you didn't know that you could invest your own money in it. And so it's pretty cool because she's asking me about Amazon. She's asking me about cryptocurrency. She's asking me about stocks like Burger King and McDonald's and Amazon, Google, Dollar Tree, Dollarama, because we're up in Canada. And so we got companies like that up here. And she's asking me about all these. And I'm like, if you learn how to invest in these companies right now, by the time you're like my age, you'll be decamillionaire. You'd be rich, right? Because you invest in these companies when you're young. 20, 30 years later, you still have those companies. You still own those companies. You'd be better off. So it's always good to teach your kids about, again, like I said, investments, things that we're going through every day. We're going through taxes. We're going through business. We're going through management. We're going through HR, people skills. We're going through social media. Look at all the stuff that's on social media nowadays. Look at all the stuff that you can make, all the money that you can make in computers. Imagine if you learned computers years and years ago. Look at how far ahead you'd be right now. Like I'm on YouTube, but again, there's people making millions of dollars on YouTube and I'm on my way. I'm doing what I got to do. But again, if I had learned about this stuff even 10, 15, 20 years ago, and I started then, I'd be better off, right? You'd be better off. Again, sometimes if you want things to be different, you got to make a change. And so I'm just trying to educate everybody out there that if you guys like this material that I'm sharing, like this video, subscribe to my page so that more people can see the notification that, somebody likes this stuff that I'm sharing. And I'll know that you guys love it. Leave a comment below. And I'll continue to share good content with you guys and show you guys that if I can do it, you can do it, right? And if you're going through ups and downs, I'm going through ups and downs. We're all going through ups and downs. We all have a life that we got to live. We all have a different journey. And definitely, like I said, that's what my day was like. And then later on in the day, we played this game called Cash Flow. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the game called Cash Flow. It's kind of like Monopoly. It's kind of like the game of life and Monopoly put together, where you learn about cash flow, you learn about income, you learn about expenses. It was created by Robert Kiyosaki. He has a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And I have a few of those games where I play with groups of people, but I also play with my family. And through that game, you can learn about pretty much the rules of money, how to make money, invest it, keep it, pay taxes, and invest it that one day you can leave a legacy or generational wealth for your family, and how to get out of the rat race. It's pretty much basic accounting, but it also shows you how people usually spend their money and handle their money through habits. So usually if somebody's a real spender, they'll spend a lot of money in the game. So when they get the play money, all they'll be doing is buying things. Or someone that's a saver in the game might just hold on to all the money that they make as they get their paychecks and they won't buy anything. And then somebody that's constantly buying things like investment property and real estate and businesses, whenever they get a deal, they'll be buying. And someone that doesn't do that much of buying in real life, they don't do a lot of buying in businesses and real estate and stocks and bonds and stuff like that. They'll be scared to, when an opportunity comes, they won't even know what it is. They'll be looking at the card and say, should I buy this? I don't even know what this is. And so through this game, I've learned a lot about investing. I've learned a lot about money management. I've learned a lot about cash flow. I've learned a lot about income and expenses. I've learned a lot about basic accounting and balance sheets, which is really good, especially if you're a young person. If you learn this stuff when you're in your teens, by the time you get into your 20s and 30s and 40s, you'll be so far ahead with money management, understanding money, learning how to make money, learning how to make money grow, learning how to minimize your taxes, not evade your taxes because that's jail. I'm talking about minimizing the taxes that you pay per year. um, you'll be better off. You'll be farther ahead of the game. You'll be farther off than most people because you'll be learning the rules of money. You'll be learning what to do with your money, how to invest it, how to save it, how to keep it, how to make it grow, and how to not necessarily be a spendthrift, but also be someone that keeps money so that you can invest it and know the difference between a need and a want. Buying things that you need and buying things that you want, and knowing how to keep money and not make it just blow through your hands every time you make it, it's gone because you don't know how to hold on to it. You're constantly buying things that you may not need, or you're constantly buying things that you really don't need right now, but you can actually wait and hold on to your money that you can make it grow in a business, or you can make it grow in a real estate property, or you can make it grow in some stocks or some cryptocurrency, whatever it is that you want to invest in. Just make sure that you do your research, and there's risk with everything. So I'm not really giving financial education here to you guys. I'm just showing you what can be done and what has been done through my experiences and through my mistakes and my habits or whatever it is, good or bad. You guys can learn from it because it says that a wise man learns from no, a smart man learns from his mistakes, and a wise man learns from other people's mistakes. So the wise man can learn from his own mistakes and other people's mistakes, and he'll be better off ahead. And then a smart man learns from his own mistakes, because again, if you're not learning from your own mistakes, you're not that smart. But if you can learn from your own mistakes and somebody else's mistakes, you'll be farther ahead than most people because you've learned from other people's mistakes and your own mistakes that you could say, okay, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do what he did. I'm not going to do what she did. I'm going to make sure that I don't do that again because if you keep on failing and failing and failing and doing the same thing over and over and over again, that's like insanity, all right? Like it's not going to change. If you keep on doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, you're not going to get a different result. You're going to get the same result. So again, if you want change in your life, find ways that you can learn from your mistakes, learn from others' mistakes, and then you can drive and strive for excellence and do better. With this new year, it's a new year, 2025. It's already like the 10th, 11th of January. It's already 2 weeks in almost. How's your year going? I hope your year is going good. Again, if you guys like this material that I'm sharing with you, share and like this video, and I'll try and see if I can continue giving you guys good content. I'm the father, the Mark Johnson from the Chillin with the Johnsons cartoon. I do the voice. You can hear the voice, and decided to go live with you guys and connect with you guys and show you what I got going on and what we got going on because we're gonna keep doing new stuff for you guys for the new year. Get out new content for you guys, new cartoons, and then also show you ways that what we're doing you could do it too. Or if you want to try a different niche or a different way of doing things, take action. This is the year of new beginnings and new starts. 2025. I can't believe I finished high school like 25 years ago. Unbelievable. And yes, I'm grateful for all the experiences and all the trials and temptations that I've had throughout the years, and the hard times and the good times and the bad times and the ups and the downs. Um, but I know there's a lot of things in the last 25 years that I didn't accomplish because of just doing bad things, like doing one being procrastinated, one not saving my money, blowing my money, not saving it properly, not investing it properly. So there's a lot of mistakes, or I would say failures that I had, but it doesn't make me a failure. Like a lot of failing things that came my way. But I'm making sure that I put a plan together that the next 25 years will be even better than the last 25 years because now I know kind of know what to do. I understand when people are in their 40s, they say that people have midlife crises, but I don't believe that it's always a midlife crisis. I think a lot of times it's like people saying to themselves, yo, the last 20 years, what did I do? And if they think that they haven't done much or they haven't done a lot of things, they start doing some crazy things. They start buying things that they probably wouldn't have bought 20 years before that. But I think it's because they're trying to make up for lost time. They're trying to make up for all the past mistakes that they've made and failures that they made, or they're trying to make up for it. And then they just start doing some things where maybe they might look for a new wife, or they might look for a new sports car, or they might look for like a new boat because they want to experience the things that they probably didn't experience in their early 20s and 30s. So when they get to their 40s and 50s, they start doing some crazy stuff. But that's not my plan. I've already done my crazy stuff in my 20s, 30s, and I'm in my 40s now. I have to make sure that I do what I got to do for my kids, my wife, my family, and not a midlife crisis, but like do some unbelievable achievements in the next 20, 30 years that by the time I get to my, you know, end of life, I'd be like, you know what? Thank God I made a plan that said in my 40s, I'm going to do something extraordinary. I'm going to start dreaming again and doing big things because why not? You have one life to live. Why not do big things? So that's why you even see me on YouTube. I wouldn't have done this 15, 20 years ago. Like, even though it was around, we scared to do that. Now, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of the camera. I can talk on the camera as long as I know what I'm talking about. I'm comfortable. I can do this with my eyes closed, right? Because I'm just sharing my experiences. I'm sharing my stories with you guys. I'm sharing my life with you. And it's already been done, right? Like, I'm not special. Like, at the end of the day, everybody's going through life. Everybody has their ups and downs. Like, if you're not going through a fight, you're actually coming out of a fight or going into a fight. Like, those are the three steps. You're either going into a fight, you're in one right now, or you're coming out of a fight. And again, if you're going in a battle, you're either in a battle, coming out of a battle, or going in a battle. So constantly, everybody's actually always going through something. Everybody's going through something. So you might be thinking you're not going through something now, but wait tomorrow. Your time will come. Everybody has a time that comes. They have a battle that comes. They have a fight that comes within their lives. And this is not a fight with somebody. This is more like a fight with yourself or a fight with life. Life will throw you some curveballs that you're not happy with. But you got to do what you got to do, right? Like, again, like I said, we have a family of 4 children, a family of 6, me and my wife. That's a lot of stuff. There's always something going on. There's never a dull moment with my family. And I just give God thanks that I can have the strength and the zeal and the will and the mind power to go through what I got to go through and know that He's in control. He knows the beginning from the end. Yes, I'm a Christian. And I'm not pushing Christianity on you, but I know that a lot of people are going through some hard times sometimes. And again, if you're only depending on yourself and you fail, then what? But I know that I have a Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, and I know that if I fail, He's there to help me. He's there to pick me up. He's there to speak to me and coach me and forgive me of my sins, and to know that He knows what I'm going through so I can depend upon Him. And so, again, Christianity might not be for you. That's okay. Do what works for you, No judgment from me. I don't have time to judge others. We have so much stuff going in our own lives and in our own mind and our being that it doesn't make sense for me to judge somebody. If it's working for you, go with it. If it's not working for you, make a change. That's it, You got to do what you got to do. Just like I said, you got to do what you got to do. You got to believe in yourself. You got to encourage yourself daily because nobody else will. And you have to believe in yourself. Never not believe in yourself. Believe in yourself that you can get the job done. You just got to put a plan together and you have to execute. All right. So again, if you guys like this content, sharing like this video, subscribe to my page and keep pushing forward and not giving up. All right. Take care. All the best. You can do it. Again, you just got to put the work in and the time in.